Hello, my friends. Today I went by my coin dealer and got these two peace dollars with holes in them. These are the last two he had, dollar coins. They're going for my tube. But before that, I went by the bank. Now, the bank very rarely has loose coins or rolls of coins other than quarters and nickels and dimes and cents. But they had not one, not two, but three rolls of half dollars. And I'm going to search them tonight just to see if I got lucky and got some silver in this. Now, I don't think any of the enders are silver. I know that one isn't. That's a low circulation new one. It's probably never really seen any circulation. I do have this, but it's going to wait till the next time. And I did have to throw this down just for the point of playing the Uno reverse card on Addicted to Minis, because he asked if something was a challenge, and that being finding a dollar note from each of the Federal Reserve banks. So let's talk about these a little bit longer before I start the search. It's a 1922 with a hole in it, worn a little. And then this one is a 23, and that does have a mint mark. It is San Francisco. But I got both of these for 24 each, which the melt on these is over 25. Now, they do have a little wear and holes in them, so you have to take into account that. So I measured the weight. It's 52.2 grams of silver or weight, and then you multiply that by the 96 cents roughly that it is for 90% silver, and these two came out to $50 in change, but he let me have it for 48, so I got them under melt, which is the best way to buy something damaged like this. It's just weight otherwise. Now, getting to the coin roll search. Hello, Roy. We're going to grab a couple things. I'm going to move this red stone out of the way for now. Set down this coin glass tray. It's an ashtray. It's the neon blue, or it's really nice looking. And this stuff, this is one of the more collectible colors of this. And I'm just going to set the coins in it as I search. So, first thing you do when you're going to search, you get something like this to open the end and start tearing open the paper. And one of the quickest ways you can tell if you got silver is just look at the rims. You can definitely see the red on the first few. So what do we get here? Bicentennial, 72, 71, 1980. Nothing yet. That's kind of expected. I don't think the chances. Hello, Liberty Bleed Silver. 71 and a 95. Some of these aren't intended for circulation, or they didn't mint a whole lot of them. $72. 74 with what looks like magic marker on it or something. About halfway through the first row and nothing yet. The rest fell out. Did not sound very promising. 71. 1985, a bicentennial that is green on this side. Might have been outdoors for a while. 89, another bicentennial. By the way, these, I'm going to spin them. I know Kroger's self-checkouts accept coin like this. This is a 2024. And last time I got a row of these from the bank, they had a whole box. Got one row. Every one of them was 2024. And I think they were all Philadelphia, which this one is. And the last coin is a 71. It'd be nice if it didn't have the red, because then it'd be a struck on the wrong planchet type coin, which could have some value. Hello, Trivella, Ronaldo. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble pronouncing names. I already know this first one is modern and certainly not silver. So pull out some of these. Well, they started falling out the other end. That's a 2023 Denver. Another 95. Another bicentennial. Now, some of the estimate bicentennials are 40% silver. But again, these aren't. 74. So far, no luck. Let's see what we got here. These all sounded like copper nickel. Another 2024, Philadelphia, 79. Well, halfway through this, or a little bit more than halfway through the second row. Let's see what we got. Another 2024, Philadelphia, 77. These are not silver. 7 bicentennial, Denver, 94, 71, 71, 1980, 1996. One thing about comparing a little bit older one like the 1980 to the newer ones, where'd that 2024 go? It's slightly flatter in appearance on the face than what the older ones are. Got 5 more coins in here. Don't think any of these are silver. They don't sound like silver to me. 1990. 2023 Denver. 83. 71 and another 71. So far, 2 rows. 40 coins. No silver. Which I wasn't really expecting silver. It would be nice to find at least one silver coin in this, so I don't feel like it was a total waste of time. And a waste of time of you all watching this video. But I'm not feeling great about finding silver. 97. None of these sound like silvers. 1990. 2024 Philadelphia. 1972 bicentennial. That looks like another 2024. It is Philadelphia. 79, 71. This one looks like it might have caught some damage in some kind of a washing machine or something, or one of these coin rolling machines to roll over the edge tight. 71, 95, another 2024. And this is the first Denver one I've seen, which is interesting because I've seen quite a few of 2024 Philadelphia, but no Denver. This 80, 81, 71, 72, 92, 82, 74, and another 2024 Philadelphia. So 60 coins searched. None of them were silver. A 73. Now I know what I wanted it to sound like when I was moving them around. You hear how these sound clanging against each other. I wanted it to sound more like these do. Sounds like that. You know, it's silver. And, well, no silver in my half dollars. So what am I going to do? Well, I've got 60 half dollars or $30 worth of them. And I'll just take it to Kroger and buy some food with it. Throw these in the thing. Probably not all of them at the same time, because that would take a while feeding half dollars into the machine. Yeah, spend them $4 or $5 at a time probably. Now, so basically that's what I had for this. I'm kind of wishing I had gotten lucky, but you don't always find the great luck. Now, we'll raise this up and give you a full look of 60 half dollars thrown in it. So the ashtray is big. It's about 8 inches across, give or take. And I was hoping, against all hopes, to get one like this. That would have been nice to get one of. Or this. But even if I would have got a 64 like that one, that would have been nice. But I did not. So it was a search and I didn't find nothing. Hello, Daniel. Happy Friday. So, why the Uno reverse card for Addicted to Minis? The thing was, 3 weekends ago, I noticed that I got 9 of the 12 district banks in my change, and I never had more than about $10 in singles in my change that weekend. I have since, in the 3 weeks' time, got the other 3. And this is one I see around here often, Chicago. Dallas, not quite as much. Of course, for some reason, I see quite a few San Francisco notes here, and we're pretty far away from them. Don't know why. But really, Chicago's the one I believe I see the most. There's another Chicago. This is just coming out of my wallet right now. I'm looking to see what's in it. This is my last one, and it happens to be St. Louis, which is pretty close, much like Chicago is pretty close. But I don't see these very often. And I don't know if all these district banks issue the same amount of bills roughly every year. I don't know that for a fact or not. But these 2 piece dollars will be going into my silver dollar tube, and it might be quite a while before I find any more to put in that tube, because of the fact that, that's interesting. There's a good sized gouge in that right there, a pit. But my coin dealer doesn't have any more whole piece dollars or Morgan dollars, and that's what I want for the tube. Whole, worn out, damaged, maybe even slightly bent. And I'd like to fill it up, but I think it's going to be a while. Not only does that have that gouge in it, it has a second hole, like they were trying to start a hole here and stop because it's probably too close to the rim. But the other one's just worn and it's got a nice hole in it. But if you have silver chain or something, you can hang this on it, a necklace like a pendant. And back in the day, a lot of people used to wear them. I don't know when it went out of fashion, before I can remember, but I do know that some coin dealers who would sell some jewelry would also have coins where they cut out all or a lot of the field and just had the head. I've got a few like that, a Peace Dollar and a couple Morgans that have been done that way, and I have a Walking Liberty somewhere, and I think I have a Mercury dime or two that's been cut out like that for jewelry purposes and stuff. I don't know why they do it really, but thanks, Rob. But how long can it take you to get without going to the bank and getting a pack of 100 singles? Just getting the 12 different district banks. It took me 3 weekends, which, because I got 9 on the first weekend, that's why I did it. I thought, how long will it take me to get the other 3? It took me a couple weekends after that. But maybe there's something else I can show while we're talking. We will talk about the glass stone here. There is some engraving on the other side on the flat side here. These things are kind of neat. Some business was closing, and they had like a yard sale going on with all kinds of stuff they had. This is National Day of Prayer, probably something that you got at the National Day of Prayer. You paid so much for it. And I got 2 stones. This red one, well, I call them stones. They're not really stones. They're made out of glass. And then this one, which is black. And it's so black you can't see light through it, which is interesting too. But I will take all those half dollars and spend them, because there's nothing really collectible in these. They made a lot of these. They made millions of them, and they don't really circulate because who goes out of their way to get 50-cent coins? I want to get them when the bank has them. And one time I did get 14 of these loose, and out of those 14, 2 were 64 Kennedys, which is 90% silver, and 4 were 60s, 65 to 1969, which are 40% silver. So at the time, I estimated about $32 of silver I got just for asking. That's one thing you can do if you go to your bank and you go into the lobby and you talk to, they call that stuff funny money for some reason at the bank I go to, because they just don't see it very often. And that's probably what they would call this, but Canadian. But if this gets dropped in their coin counters, the bank, it'll reject it. And then they either give the rejected coins back to the person who tried to deposit them, if they want them, or they end up getting thrown away. Yeah. But Coinstar finds are interesting, because I got this out of a Coinstar reject. Don't know why it rejected it exactly. Maybe it's because it doesn't weigh the same as a regular US dime. Because these are 2.5 grams of 90% silver. And it's worth a little over $2 just for looking. So, that's pretty well what I had for tonight. Maybe tomorrow I will search the cents because I don't feel like doing it tonight. Yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping that everyone has a good night. I don't like to leave when a lot of people are watching, but I don't have anything else really to talk about because the 50-cent coins and the $2 coins is all I really got this weekend or Friday for talking about for the most part. And this I got last weekend, which I thought was pretty cool to get a silver dime out of the Coinstar. But hopefully everyone has a good night. And if you do like this kind of content, live streaming and stuff, please like and subscribe. And if you see it later, because I'm going to leave it on, make a comment if you like this kind of stuff. And if you went to the bank and they said they have 50-cent rolls, would you grab them to do coin searching? Because a lot of people do. And a lot of people find silver occasionally. I just didn't. In 3 rows, I didn't find any, which is typical. Most time, most people that do coin roll searches, they don't find a whole lot of silver. But I had 3 rolls of these. Not one of them is silver, but they dated all the way back to 71 or 72, all the way up to 2024. A nice mix of dates from the 80s and 90s and other. But they'll all be spent and returned to circulation because they're really nothing to them. But I'm going to take this paper bag and throw them all in so it's a thick enough bag that it won't rip out the bottom. I won't do that on this live stream, but everyone have a great night. Hello, Littlefoot. And we will see you next time. I might go live tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on what I get at my other coin dealer. If I get something really cool, I'm almost 100% certain to go live and talk about it. But I hope everyone has a good night, and we will see you next time.